Good morning. Oh, wow. This week's been tough. See, trying to shake this cold. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm really over the hump of it, but I'm just tired. I'm just tired, man. And it's definitely had an impact. That's tough. Dragging my ass out of bed is tough to come and do the workouts, but you gotta get it done. I don't wanna, it's like I've taken about maybe 10 days off, and my body seems to go, yeah, that's quite nice lying in bed and not getting up and doing the workouts, but yeah, we gotta get on with it. We gotta keep going. Consistency is the key. So just chipping away every day, you're gonna see and get good results. Being inconsistent and going at it for maybe 5 or 6 weeks and then dropping out for a few weeks and then back in again, you lose any gains you've got, and health and fitness and well-being and all. It's a long-term journey, and you tend to find that any shortcuts generally have negative effects further down the line. So yeah, back at it this morning, just trying to shake myself a wee bit, get myself mentally tuned in to going and getting at this here. So again, listen, another full body workout. I'm saying I'm enjoying these. Do you ever really enjoy it? I mean, don't get me wrong, I've always been someone that enjoys a workout. I'm not one of these people that think, oh, the gym is my worst nightmare, but I'm just trying to get it done. I've always enjoyed the gym. I've always enjoyed training, any sort of training. But I would say it's never easy, or it shouldn't be easy. If you do a training session, you think, oh, I'll just breeze through that. You have not been pushing yourself hard enough, and probably not hard enough to make a difference. But I am enjoying it in a strange sort of way. And yeah, we're still going. I think this is 117 or 118, day 118. And I remember thinking to myself, get my first 20 done, get my first 10 done, get my first 20 done, get my first 50 done. Get my 80, get 100. And now I'm in the day 100 and, like I say, 17 or 18 or something like that. And big part of that has definitely been these videos, and the fact that it does keep me accountable, because it just keeps me focused. It keeps me sort of switched on and saying, right, gotta upload my video today, otherwise people know I'm just being an absolute lazy hallion. And so yeah, to the 3 people that's watching this, thank you, because it's encouraging me to throw my 2 legs out of bed every morning and just do a wee bit. Building the gym has been massive. Absolutely love it. It was a big investment. It's not all whistles and bells. I'll probably do more of an in-depth chat about the gym at some stage, because I've watched a million videos about home gyms and garage gyms and some really good channels. But they're mad. I mean, these guys are from America and they're spending 10 grand on one piece of equipment, and the reality is that 99% of these home gyms are actually better than any commercial gym I've been to. I mean, some of the gear they have is crazy and the money is crazy. I have literally stuck to, bar the actual building, the shed itself, was by far the most expensive outlay. It and getting the base and all done, having the infrastructure ready to put the gym into was by far the most expensive part. But the equipment, I had a good bit of it myself. I had the wee walking pad stroke treadmill. I had bought the dumbbells. I had some of the weights. I had 99% of them bars. I only bought one more bar. And I had this York bench behind me. So a lot of that I just had. I didn't see the point in going out and changing everything up and going to Olympic plates and buying Olympic bars and then buying racks that would be suitable for Olympic bars and all this sort of stuff. I thought, look, I actually have about 70% of what I need because I was training in the house, so I'm just going to add to that. So it is a genuine budget gym. It's standard weight plates, standard bars. The wee rack was cheap, but it's actually a decent wee rack, to be fair. It's not, you wouldn't be using it for powerlifting, but them days are long gone for me. I'm not going to be chucking about any major weight at all. The floor was a fairly, I'm going to say one of the most expensive, but it actually wasn't. But again, it was I thought a really reasonable price. I got it from Mirafit, and it's the 20mm Matten. I'll show you it again at some stage. I'll do maybe a bit of a review on it. It's excellent. Would massively, really highly recommend this flooring. And price-wise, it was actually very good. For different prices I was getting in different quotes, and the quality of it is top drawer. Easily could put this in a commercial gym, no problem. 100%. It's better than some of the floors I've seen in commercial gyms, so would highly recommend that. But yeah, building the gym's been massive for me because I can come out and train at my, I'm going to say leisure. It's not really leisure, at my time. I could do it in the morning, or I can even do it in the evening, or I can do split sessions because it's just here and I can do it. And it was a big investment. Although saying that, like I say, the investment I put in this gym is probably the equivalent of one machine that these guys are, reviewing and using in the States. But it's been a good investment, and I'm not the only one using it. I use it, my wife uses it. She's starting to train on a regular basis now. I'm starting to see the benefits of it. My sons use it, and my son and a couple of his mates would train in it. And I'm happy for them to do so because it's about getting use out of it. I'm not precious about anything in here. The whole purpose of this gym is to be used. And it was my hope that they would find their way in here, and they have very quickly. So yeah, really happy with that. So anyway, let's get on with week or day 117, 118, whatever it is. And just keep chipping away at this journey. Like I've said so many times, this journey is not about me being a fitness guru or trying to be a fitness guru, and I will never set myself up to be some kind of fitness expert. I know a bit through my years of training. I've learned a lot from people I've trained around and trained with. And that's generally what tends to happen. I'm a firm believer in find somebody that knows more than you about whatever it is that you're doing and pick their brain, get into what they have. And when I started training when I was younger, I always started conversations with the biggest guys in the gym. Guys that looked the way I wanted them to look. At that time, it was mass. Then I started looking at more leaner sort of progressions. Then I started looking at some of the stuff that guys were doing with functional training and stuff like that there, and you just talk to them, because I find the gym community are very open, certainly more so today than they would have been maybe 30 years ago. People will talk to you, they'll even talk to you about their drug use, which isn't, I would say it isn't a good thing as such, but at least they're honest about it. And most guys or girls that are using supplements, let's say, they'll tell you the truth. It won't just be, oh yeah, this is a miracle drug, take this and you'll just look like this and there's no side effects. So yeah, I do believe the gym culture has, I'm gonna say come a long way, but I don't think that they've developed, they've become more open, because I do think that society has realised that taking steroids doesn't make you a junkie. Is it for everyone? Absolutely not. Should it be for everyone? Absolutely not. But it is something that is used to enhance your body. yes, it has obviously negative side effects, and a lot of them, and it's something that anyone should think very, very long and hard about before they go down that road, because it's one of them ones, for me it's like the genie in the bottle. When you open that cork, it's really hard to put that genie back in, because mentally suddenly you become addicted to the gains. It's not addicted to the drug, it's the gains. And then mentally you become, even when you're off cycle, because for you don't know, you're taking stuff like that there, you go through cycles, so it could be a 6-week cycle or an 8-week cycle, whatever it is. When you come off cycle, it can mess with your head, because you can't wait to get back on cycle because you feel small. It's one of them strange things. It's more mental than it is certainly, an actual physical addiction. So there's a lot you need to, any young lads out there that's training and thinking about it, I can understand why, because I've been there, and the frustration is, I've been training for 2 years and I look like this. This guy's been training for whatever, and he looks like he's huge. And that's the truth. But the reality is too, is understanding this, if that's the road you're going to go down and you want to compete at something, which for me is the only reason why you should take it. If it's about aesthetics, don't be such an idiot. But if you are intending to go and compete in bodybuilding or powerlifting or strongman or whatever, I get it, because listen, the majority of your competitors, that's what they're doing. And if you are doing it, you have to make sure everything else is on point. Your diet has to be absolutely on point, otherwise you're wasting your time. Your training has to be on point, not just random scattered fucking gun training. It has to be on point, dialing in all these different little muscle parts of all different parts of your body that you need to get up, so that you have that symmetry and you look right. And your recovery, which people forget, has to be on point. And that's, you generally end up having to take stuff to aid your recovery, because steroids actually, although they help your body recover through water retention, stuff like that, you start messing about your sleep patterns and other things. So it becomes, like I say, this cycle that you end up getting involved in, and it's it's not just this one bullet, you shoot it out the gun and suddenly you're the size of a house. It really doesn't work like that. I don't even know how I got onto that, but anyway, maybe it's a message out there for someone. It's gym culture, I suppose. But for me, the gym has been massive, and like I say, I'm not setting myself up as some sort of fitness guru at all, because I'm just not. I don't really put enough thought into, or I don't feel I need to put that much thought into it, because I don't want to be 7% body fat, ripped and shredded. I just want to be able to move. Like, I was absolutely buzzing the fact that I could do weighted lunges. I couldn't do unweighted lunges. I couldn't bend my knees. Just through moving, I've gained that mobility back, just through squatting and doing little bits and pieces and doing like a half lunge and getting into that movement. And what I find is, even in my head now, I'm not wincing when I think about doing a lunge, whereas mentally I was like, my brain was going, you can't do this, this is going to be painful, this is going to be painful, this is going to be sore, and it was like screaming at me, don't do it. And then suddenly in the lunge, knees were on fire, and your brain's going, don't do another one of them. Now I feel confident, I feel comfortable going down into a lunge, and it, to people who don't have bad knees, you're not going to understand, saying, what's a big deal? Geez, you just bend down, and you're like, yeah, but it's just not quite that easy, especially as you get older and you've played sport all your life, and your knees you've had 2 operations on your knees and they're kind of shot a bit. So yeah, my goal is, and still is and will always be, being more functional and having for my body to be strong, because your body has to be strong to support your skeleton and retain that, but to have a bit of flexibility to be able to move and bend and twist and turn the way a body should do. So anyway, that's my bit of a rant over. I'm going to crack on and get this workout done and then get down to work. So let's go and get at it, guys.
Let's go. Shoulders are tight.
And you got hardly a speck of athletic ability. And you hung in with the best college football team in the land for 2 years. And you're also gonna walk out of here with a degree from the University of Notre Dame. In this lifetime, you don't have to prove nothing to nobody except yourself. And after what you've gone through, if you haven't done that by now, it ain't gonna never happen.
Most people's number one fear is public humiliation. Okay? I don't give a fuck anymore. I'm not afraid of it.
But standing there, lost, and not doing anything is just waiting to die, waiting to starve to death. Don't let that happen.
Just sitting around dreaming someday, someday I'm going to get a different job. Someday I'm going to change this. Well, someday ain't a day of the week. You got to say, okay, I'm going to take this small step by here, this small step by there, this small step by there, and then pretty soon, we don't leap tall buildings in a single bound. We take it a floor at a time.
I really thought I lost you there for a minute, bro. You started tapping back into old habits, hanging out with people you shouldn't be. You became somebody you weren't. I'm glad to know you're back. You're back on your grind. You're back doing the things that you know are gonna take you where you want to be in this life. Because you don't want to be like everybody else. There's too many of them, dog.
You got to keep persisting until you succeed.
Every single one of you out there have the superpowers necessary for greatness. But until you're backed into a corner, like an injured, hungry, thirsty dog, you don't really realize how much you have in you. That is something that no test can measure.
There's only a certain window of opportunity for success. This is your opportunity of a lifetime. Take the 5%. Go the 5% distance. It's scary as all head. It will drive you to the ground. You'll fail a few times. You'll fall on your face. Get up. Keep getting up. Keep getting up. If you don't, you have to.
While you feel them, use your work to work through them. You must exert more effort than you emote or excuse.
I said to myself at one point, okay, I'm gonna do it or die. That's it. I'll starve to death if necessary, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna stick with this job. Don't give up. Do not give up. Sometimes things always look darkest just before the dawn.
Who says you couldn't revolutionize the whole thing in a week's time and start a brand new direction that will most assuredly help you arrive in a brand new place a year from now, 3 years from now, no telling 5 years from now, where you could arrive. Use your willpower to start the process. Just willpower to change a little or change a lot. Anybody can change. You don't have to repeat last year. Clean up the errors. Invest it now in the next year. Watch it make the difference.
It can be done.
Yeah.
People have done it. Like
Yeah.
you gotta, but you have to be willing to just really and throw yourself into something and
change every aspect of the rest of your life. And that is to adopt a growth mindset.
Doesn't matter how talented you are, if you don't have self-belief, you're not going to get anywhere. If you have extraordinary self-belief, very little talent, you can get everywhere. But if you have both, if you have talent and belief, it will actually make you unstoppable.
They say if at first you fail, then try again. Persistence is helpful because it enables you to run many experiments. And you need to know that the baseline is failure. It's important because otherwise you'll blame that on yourself.
When you speak your future into the world. Whatever falls off your tongue, when you say I am, unconscious mind says, and you are so. Whatever comes on the other side of that.
That all of us in life have things we want. We don't get.
So you see all these people that have great things in life that you look up to, it's because they were sacrificed and disciplined long before you ever knew them. That's the truth. So don't get mad later when you created your whole storm and then it starts raining on you. Surround yourself with dreamers and doers, the believers and thinkers. But most of all, surround yourself with those who see the greatness within people when they don't see it in themselves.
Nothing in life is promised except death. If you have the opportunity to play this game of life, you need to appreciate every moment. A lot of people don't appreciate their moment until it's past.
Faster, stronger, smarter, more humble, less ego. Discipline your body. Free your mind. Get up early and go. Get after it, and you will become the person you want to be. And you become that person through one small decision. When it all boils down to what it is, mano y mano. If you ain't got no heart for me, if you ain't been working harder than me, if you ain't sacrificed more than me, I'm gonna destroy you. And I'm not retreating. I'm not running. I don't care what they say on paper. We live by this and we die by this. We don't retreat. We don't run. Every man must search his own soul. You don't judge a person by where they stand in times of comfort and convenience. You judge them by where they stand in times of challenge and controversy. And if you ain't work, like when you work for something, it gives you a different type of attachment to it. The harder you work.
Wall that's ever been built. You don't start there. You say, I'm gonna lay this brick as perfectly as a brick can be laid. There will not be one brick on the face of the earth that's gonna be laid better than this brick that I'm gonna lay. And you do that every single day. Soon you have a wall.
You don't have to force yourself or motivate yourself to think negatively, to be depressed.
It may take a few days, it may take a month, it may happen immediately.
What is it that you should value? And people say, well, being happy. They don't even mean that, by the way. If you decompose what people mean when they say they want to be happy, what it turns out they actually mean is they don't want to be miserable. They're way more concerned with the quality of life, right? What's expedient, that's what you might want to do right now in an impulsive sense, right? Because you're driven forward by anger or anxiety or frustration or disappointment or despair, some sort of one-eyed motivational monster that's got you in its grip. It really isn't considering everything at once. And the instinct for meaning seems to be a consequence of the integration of all of those underlying motivations and emotions with social being, and then the manifestation of something like the proper pathway forward. And so you need that because you need to know how to move forward in life, because you need to move forward in life. You need to act.
That day is something that you have got to go through to develop who you want to be on a brighter day. If you allow the bad days to define who you are, then you will look at life and see in it that is somehow the dark days are meant to be the right of your life. That somehow the ill omens and bad thoughts were there to wipe out the light that is inside of you.
So many times in life, man, we choose to settle for less when so much more is available to us. And I don't know what this message means to you today.
Guarantees attached to it. Most cats need guarantees in order to be great.
Just start working at it just a little bit, but do find out what your work is and hold on to it and don't let your dream go. Don't let it go.
But maybe tomorrow you can pick up that fire. Perhaps you can make it a little bit more bright by focusing on the things that you know you can control rather than allowing it to roll over you.
Well, I would say, pick something, right? Pick something, a nameable goal, and then try to implement it. And what'll happen is, you'll learn a lot by trying to implement it, and one of the things you might learn is what the...
I want you to understand that life is meant to be lived, to evolve, not just exist. And I want to tell you right now, listen to my voice, that there's so much more for your life. I don't care what hard time you're going through, there's more to your life than hard times. I don't care what hard time that you suffered in life, what loss that you suffered, there's more to your life than what you lost. Right? I don't care about that person doing you wrong or what's going on in your life. There's more to your life than that person doing you wrong.
The thoughts in your head that say, why don't you start tomorrow? Tomorrow's a better day. This is too hard for me, I can't change. Something's wrong with me, it's my mother's fault.
And that's what stops most people, negative thoughts. You can coat your mind from negativity.
Pick up your damn suffering and bear it. Try to be a good person so you don't make it worse.
The question I want to ask you right now, as you talk about becoming the greatest you, is what's going to be the reason? What's the reason when hard times hit your life, you keep going? What's the reason everybody calls you stupid for believing in big dreams that you're going to ignore those opinions and keep going to achieve more in your life?
And you were made to do something great with your life, weren't you? And you've always known it. There's always been this little voice in your head since you were a little boy or a little girl. You've always known there was something special.